Anyway, before we take off on the all-people's trail, we're going to take you back a few weeks when a lot of people were marching. The Great Peace March came through Cleveland on its way to Washington, D.C., and Paula Klein had a chance to talk to some of the participants when they spent the weekend at Edgewater Park.
It was a wet and windy day as they marched along Route 6 en route to Cleveland, Ohio. They are the participants of the Great Peace March. Over 700 proudly wound their way through the residential neighborhoods, carrying backpacks and flags, honor, dignity, and purpose. A true belief in what they are doing, pounding the pavement from coast to coast to help stamp out nuclear weapons. The fight for global nuclear disarmament. It all began on March 1st in Los Angeles, California. It won't end until they reach their destination, Washington, D.C., on November 15th. As you watch the parade, you can't help but wonder, who are these people and where do they come from?
Los Angeles.
Reno, Nevada.
I'm from New Zealand.
North Carolina, Greensboro.
Originally from Japan.
I'm from Bozeman, Montana.
I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii.
Amsterdam, Holland.
Australia.
The oldest is 79 and the youngest is 1. They're from all over the world and from all professions. Chris Ball, the media director, is from Cleveland, Ohio, and a former journalist for a local paper.
We've got a few lawyers and doctors. We've got truck drivers and mechanics. I'm a writer. We have a fair number of those. We've got teachers, college students. We have 50 children on the march, and we have more than 50 people over the age of 50 on the march. A lot of grandparents. We've got just about any trade you can imagine. It's exciting because when you need something, you just, it's like having, it's a huge resource pool of skills. If something needs to be hammered, a shelf built, we've got carpenters who you can call on. We've got some really dedicated people who are not afraid to use a little elbow grease to work for peace.
Less than 2 weeks into the march, while enduring torrential rains and freezing temperatures in the Mojave Desert, the founding organization, Pro Peace, financially collapsed. With its downfall, 500 of the 1,200 protesters dropped out. It was questionable whether the march could continue, but the marchers stuck together, formed a grassroots organization, and continued their mission. In order for this diverse group of individuals to function, they organized their own city on wheels, which they call Peace City, complete with a mayor, a post office, a judicial board to handle camp disputes, and their own publication, the Peace City News. Approximately 15 to 25 miles a day, set up camp each night, and are required to work a minimum of 2 days per week in whatever areas they feel they will benefit the camp most. They've endured hardship, dismantling of their original organization, snowstorms, blistering heat, lack of funds, one death, and, of course, the abandonment of personal needs and privacy. But yet, when you visit Peace City, the complaints are few and rather minor.
The worst thing that's happened, God, my tent blew away and I got all wet.
Some of the physical things are sometimes very hard.
My feet get tired.
Not getting showers for days on end. That's got to be the worst part.
The worst thing about it is that we don't have a nuclear test ban yet.
Well, running shoes, I've gone through 2 pairs, and flip-flops that I'm used to wearing in Hawaii, I've gone through 2 pairs.
Do you feel you're missing anything back home?
Only my pets and my friends.
Nothing really bad, nothing as bad as living under the threat of nuclear weapons, nuclear war, you know. I could put up with this, no problem.
We've had isolated pockets of opposition. A few people in Toledo holding signs up saying peace through strength when we respond by saying strength through peace. We, in Chicago, had some people, about 20 people came by with some signs also saying, look at what the Russians are doing. How can you say take down nuclear weapons when you can't trust the Russians? We're not trying to be apologists for the Soviet Union. We're not trying to say that they are angels, but we're trying to say that both sides have gone too far and both sides are too militaristic. The opposition really hasn't been notable, though. People have come up to us and said, we can't march 9 months for this or that reason, so you've got to do it for us. And they're counting on us to do this, and that makes us even more committed to what we're doing.
Thank you.
With less than a month to reach their goal, they continue their walk along the shoulder of roads heading east, reflecting on the words of Dwight D. Eisenhower. I'd like to believe that people in the long run are going to do more to promote peace than our governments. Indeed, I think that people want peace so much that one of these days, governments had better get out of the way and let them have it.